If you like research as much as me and want to make sure you understand the good, the bad, and the ugly before making a crucial decision like filing bankruptcy, stop right here. I will be going over my debt relief journey and the consultation process leading up to my bankruptcy filing to help you understand what you could expect as well. So let's get started. Welcome to the Ascend Finance YouTube channel, where we specialize in providing unbiased complimentary calls to understand bankruptcy ins and outs to help you get out of debt cheaper, easier, and faster. My name is Ben, and I'm the co-founder here at Ascend. Now, this video is for informational purposes only and isn't financial or legal advice. As a reminder, I'm doing this video series in first person, but this is actually someone on our team that filed bankruptcy recently and wanted to help others understand how his process went. In today's video, I'm going to cover my research process on finding a bankruptcy attorney, the free bankruptcy attorney consultation process, and how I decided to move forward with my bankruptcy attorney. Okay, so how did I research my bankruptcy attorney and what I look for? Now, my spouse and I met with a total of 4 bankruptcy attorneys before we landed on the attorney that we chose to file with. I actually came to work with Ascend after taking the free Chapter 7 bankruptcy calculator, which helped me estimate the cost and qualification when I was looking back in November of 2021. I'll include a link in the description below if this calculator can also be helpful for you. I was living in a different state at the time and I was matched with an attorney there. I really liked the attorney that I was matched with. We had a great initial consultation and then he told me the price. It was going to take me a few months to come up with that money for the retainer. Now, by the time I was ready to pay the retainer, we're in the process of moving to another state and could not use that attorney. Ascend may not have had an attorney recommendation yet in the area that we moved to, so I wanted to look for one also on my own. It was important for us to find someone who is both empathetic and understanding. My partner and I experienced a large amount of shame in getting to this point, even though a few of the factors were completely out of our control. When we started looking for attorneys, we Googled bankruptcy attorneys in the city, state we lived in. I picked the first one from the list who had a good rating on Google. We set up the consultation in the office and went for it. In hindsight, I wish I would have done more research at that point because finding a bankruptcy attorney is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. A good rating alone does not mean they will be the perfect attorney to handle your case. I want to quickly interrupt this video to throw out a quick request for you to hit the like button that you can find below this video. As we continue this series, it is very encouraging to see how many likes and comments we get to help people that are in the similar spot as you. Okay, let's get back to it. Next, let's dive into how the bankruptcy consultation process worked with our attorney. Going into this initial consultation, it was important for us to have our top of mind questions answered. Our questions were, what are your fees? Do I qualify for Chapter 7? How soon after Chapter 7 bankruptcy can I buy a house or car? Can I keep my cars? What does the process look like? Now, at the time, the consultations primarily took place in person versus now, post-COVID, where most things are virtual or telephonic. We came prepared with our bank statements going back 6 months and as much information as I could gather to ensure that the chat would be seamless. Now, it turns out that this attorney would actually not be able to file our case quite yet, as we just moved there and we're not living there long enough to file. They stated we'd need to live there at least 6 more months before proceeding. After leaving the attorney's office, my spouse and I were both debriefing and neither of us liked the attorney. He was very dry and I felt like he was severely lacking in the empathy department. We still had 61 days before we could even file, so that gave us time to find another attorney. Our next consultation took place with an attorney that we found to be a total 180 than the one we'd previously chatted with. She was a breath of fresh air. She was extremely understanding and made me feel reassured of all of our questions and anxieties. She was not worried about any of the things that I told her, and told us that we could call her office anytime we had questions or concerns and she would take care of it. Now, coincidentally, she also ended up being the least expensive of the attorneys that we chatted with. She offered a payment plan, but it ended up costing us more money to do a payment plan instead of just paying in full up front. We discussed what information to get moving, but we still had 15 days until our 91-day timeline was up to be able to file in our new state. Now, I mentioned in the last video that Ascend built a free attorney fee cost estimator based on your zip code, so I included a link in the description if that's helpful for you. Next, we're going to cover how we moved from there. The filing itself was smooth sailing. The attorney and her team handled everything from pulling our credit report to sending us weekly updates on the status of our case. Her team was on top of everything. The day of our 341 meeting, they called before it was set to start and gave us a brief rundown of what we were to expect and let us know how it would progress. Once our bankruptcy was discharged, they emailed us right away and set up a call for the following afternoon. In this call, we discussed our future financial plans, such as buying a house or car, what to do with any tax forms we may get in the mail during tax season, aka the 1099-C, how to rebuild our credit score, and how to avoid a bankruptcy again in the future. Finally, we discussed what to do if we inevitably needed to file bankruptcy again and the timeline to file and what chapter it would have to be. Summing it all up, there are many bankruptcy attorneys out there that claim they are looking out for your best interests. While that may be truthful, it's helpful to actually feel that way when you're working with them. Filing for bankruptcy is not an easy decision to make. It can take many months or in some cases years to be sure that you're making the right decision. If I had to go back, I would have told myself to look at filing for bankruptcy in 2019 when we were first looking at it, not waiting until 2022 to finally file. We do not regret our choice to file bankruptcy. We learned a lot in the process and did what it was designed to do. We got our life back on track, and now we're on the way to buying our first home near the end of 2024. Maybe you are unsure where you stand. Is bankruptcy the right option for you? Do you qualify for bankruptcy? Are there any other options available to you that you may want to pursue before filing bankruptcy? Now, if any of these questions ring true to you or your situation, please feel free to give me a call or text directly at 833-272-3631, and I or someone on my team would love to talk to you in a 100% complimentary chat. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.